So you should have filled in a bunch of different short text fields, like I've done. I've now got my house, my homeroom teacher's name, my counsellor, my grade, my ASA. That's after school activity, for those of you who didn't pick that up. Now obviously, not all of these are just text, are they? Because your grade is going to be a number, okay? And so we want to put in a number. Now, this gets interesting because there's only a certain numbers that we can put in, yeah? So what we can do with a number is we can, sorry, where was it? There we go. We can look down here and look at the validation rule and validation text. So we're going to set this to integer, okay, as a number, and decimal places we're going to set this to 0 decimal places because it's only going to be the number 9, 10, 11 and 12 because it's the grade level. Okay, so I set that to 0 here, and then on the validation rule, okay, validation rule, I'm going to 12. Okay, so that means it's only going to let in those 4 numbers, which means that the default value cannot be 0, so let's change that default to 9. And then in the validation text, we're going to put a message that will appear if the user enters something that is not one of those 4 numbers. So there's our validation text, and then we're going to set it to be a required field. Okay, now the other things we'll leave for now. So that is now a number field, and we've talked about validation rules and validation text. Okay, this table is starting to look kind of interesting now. What I want you to do is swap over to your OneNote and get to this place. This is your table specification in your student database. Okay, I want you to fill this in with all of the fields that you've decided on for your student data table. So that's, and include the field name, what it is, type, length, validation, as well as the format. Actually, I need to explain format, so didn't explain that. Format here is what it's going to look like, yeah? So for example, this number is just going to be a general number. It's not going to look like a currency or anything like that. It's just a way to process a number, if you see what I mean. So like for example, 100 Rand is processing the number 100 in the format of a currency. Okay, so that's all that is. So if you need to rewind this video, think about it. At the end of this little exercise, before you go on to the next task, you need to have a table complete with all its data types set up and at least one validation rule set up. Okay, and try and use a variety of different data types. Okay, think about maybe storing, for example, a date of birth.